Footprint Center in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. The 21st Native American Basketball Invitational rolls on here inside the Footprint Center. Jacob Toby alongside Tyler Jones. 2 games in, 2 more to go here in the semifinals, my man. How we feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see some more basketball.
So we got the Native Soldiers.
Yep.
The Rezbombers in this matchup today. Jacob, I'm expecting high offensive intensity.
And I think we will probably see the best player in the tournament, regardless, male, female. Her name is Sydney Benally. She plays for the Rezbombers, and she is one of the best players in the country.
A 4-star recruit, ranked 86th overall by ESPN, has offers from Harvard, Yale, Northwestern, BYU. We saw her on Thursday. She had 26 points. She is going to be a problem.
Yeah, she represents the Navajo Nation as well. And, you know, Rezbombers 7-0 against the Native Soldiers team that's 7-0 as well. So one team has to lose, and that's kind of the beauty of it. As we get down to championship weekend, we're going to see a really good game.
One team had to wear orange and the other had to wear white, but today we will settle it all for a spot in the championship game between these two teams. And I got to tell you, when we were talking to Skyla, the head coach of the Native Soldiers yesterday, she put a big emphasis on intensity, on defense, and they're going to use this whole team today. They are clearing that bench. Usually when we talk about in tournaments, Jacob, of going to a 7 or 8-man rotation, not the case with this team. You'll see them swap players in and out, kind of hockey style, if you will.
Hockey style subs, my man. Hockey style subs. So 2 games in here, Footprint Center, the championship games and semifinal games this year inside the Phoenix Sun and Phoenix Mercury Arena, which is pretty cool and different from last year.
Yeah, it is great to see more players have the opportunity to be on this floor, the Footprint Center. A few more people in the building now. The energy is there. Let's get after it.
Absolutely. Both 2 teams are 7-0 Native Soldiers out of Hollywood, Florida. And then the Rezbombers right here in Arizona out of Scottsdale. They are 7-0 in this tournament as well. Starting lineups for the Rezbombers. Kapiolani Anatiailu is in there with her sister, Kajani. Sydney Benally we talked about. Jaylee Wasson, Anaya Johnson. Get into where they're all represented from throughout the broadcast. And then on the other side for Native Soldiers, Kaylin Perry, Ashlyn Blount, Kylie Truss, Talia Porter, and Riley Perry. Tip is up, and we are underway. Glad you could join us for another game here on the NABI Network. Rezbombers and Native Soldiers. Rezbombers in the black uniforms. They have the ball right now. Benally, maybe the best player in the land, at least in this land.
I like the look of that, just didn't fall.
Yeah.
There we go, good second effort.
First bucket put in by Wasson.
Coming out aggressive with the press early.
Perry whizzing it down low, but turned over. And here come the Rezbombers. Love to push.
They're going to play that tempo all day long. And it's going to be fascinating. Here you are, the last day. You've played a lot of games. We mentioned 7 going into today. How much energy do you still have for today and for the other championship game to follow?
So many games, 488 in 5 days. That layup is good by Kylie Truss. Choctaw Nation representing, 5'6". She'll be a junior this upcoming year. Here's Sydney Benally out of the Navajo Nation. Again, offers from a lot of major schools. Harvard, the headliner, she's really smart as well. Pass inside, put up is good. Anatiailu. Navajo Nation.
And then the steal and the bucket.
Wow. The defense so far picking up.
Really good effort there from Anatiailu.
Perry underneath. Truss blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Native Soldiers. They're out of Hollywood, Florida.
I got to tell you, one of the unique stories, I think, with all of NABI is what Skyla Osceola has here.
Yep.
She's played in this. She's won as a coach in this. Her dad, Marl, is her own assistant coach. And it was funny talking to her yesterday. She said that when it comes game time, he's not my dad. He's my assistant coach.
She said she loves him. She wanted to make sure, I love my dad, she said. But when he's on the bench, it's all hoops. Ball will stay with Native Soldiers here again in the orange uniforms. Rezbombers in the black, the dark. Willis hands it off. Ashlyn Blount. Trying to figure out what to do with it. Truss. Willis inside.
Good
Williams.
defense.
Yeah, Williams had no room to move. And it's going to be Rezbombers basketball. They're up 6-2 here in the first quarter. Thanks for tuning in. Jacob Toby alongside Tyler Jones. Representing the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe in the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. Here in the broadcast booth, all native broadcast. Shot up by Anatielu, missed. Back the other way, Blount in transition. Scoop layup, it's good.
She had a teammate open, but she said, I'm taking this.
Back the other way, missed opportunity. Players flying into the bench. Watch out, but it's put up and in. Rezbombers with the bucket.
This pace of play is incredible right now.
Porter underneath. That ball out of bounds off of Rezbombers.
Now, Jacob, we have an audience here of people watching us on Arizona's Family. This might be their first exposure ever to Rez ball.
Yep.
Up-tempo, fast pace. And you're seeing a unique brand here, folks. Think of it as kind of like Nolan Richardson's 40 minutes of hell, if you will, at Arkansas back in the day. That's Rez ball, and you're seeing it right here today with this one. Lots
of threes, a lot of points. Defense potentially optional as Wasson misses from the corner. A nice defense there, though, by Anatielu. Kapiolani Anatielu, out of the Navajo and Samoan nations. Her sister Kejani also on this team as well, and their sister Kiani was an MVP 2 years ago here at NABI. So the family is just doing so well at the National Native American Basketball Invitational.
There's some good blood there. A lot of good family pedigree, mothers and daughters, 21 years of basketball between them.
Okay, Johnny couldn't get that to go, was caught in between the rim. Truss in transition, can't hit the three. Kept alive though, for a moment.
Take that.
Truss, that time, got it to go. Kylie Truss.
When you're that open like that, you got to make that every time.
And the Choctaw Nation puts it in. Sydney Benali with the basketball right now. Number 86 on ESPN's Top 100. 4-star recruit. Drops her defender, fires. Can't get it to roll in.
Hard hit to the floor there.
Willis with the push. And that'll get us our first stop of the day, an 8-7 Rezbombers lead. We're back in a moment.
First team foul, timeout on the floor.
Jacob Toby alongside Tyler Jones, an 8-7 Rezbombers lead over Native Soldiers, the 21st Native American Basketball Invitational, otherwise known as NABI, a record 196 teams, up from 144 last year.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm not a math guy, but that sounds like, what, 50% increase?
Three missed by Anatielu.
So the Rezbombers, got a couple quick notes for you.
Yeah.
Very smart. Smarter than you and I. Student athlete first, average team GPA, 3.8.
Better than mine.
From all over. We mentioned based in Scottsdale, South Dakota, New Mexico, Nevada. NABI is the first tournament that all 8 of their players have played together.
Okay.
And they're representing everything from the Navajo Nation to several other tribes. It's pretty phenomenal to see where they're coming from of this group. In the Navajo Nation, we have, what is the number, like
24%?
24%.
Represent Navajo Nation out of the 196 teams. And again, 1,700 athletes.
And Sydney, she's Navajo too.
Yep. Sydney Benali is Navajo. Again, one of the better players you will see here. At the free throw line right now is Talia Porter. She is Oglala Sioux. She puts in both free throws for Native Soldiers, who've tied the game up at 8. Glad you could join us here from NABI. An historic day, unlike any other. Semifinals are in the Footprint Center for the first time. Usually it's just the championship game. Benali missing the 3 there. See her get going here soon. Harry back the other way.
Playing man-to-man.
Nice pass underneath. Porter fouled.
Just got there a hair too late on that one. But, you know, I don't hate that foul because you're not giving up something easy.
Yep. And this means so much to everybody who's traveled so far to get here to play in an NBA arena. You know, you talk about all the different athletes and so many games culminating up to this moment playing at the Footprint Center. 488 games in 5 days as Porter gets a couple more free throws.
That's a lot of games.
A ton of games. Both teams are 7-0, so they've played perfect basketball so far.
Into traffic. I would have liked to seen her kick it out, trying to find a better shot. Good steal on the other end.
Kapiolani Anatielu with the steal. This is her. Ball movement, Benali driving. Sydney Benali. Welcome to the action.
The Sydney Benali show, ladies and gentlemen.
Again, you can argue that she is the best player here, male or female, period.
Well, and we talk about the exposure that NABI brings. Her being a 4-star right now, entering her junior year next year, number 86 by ESPN overall. I would think with the exposure like this, she has a good game today, and in the championship, she's going to be in that 5-star conversation.
Yep, she's a 4-star right now, has a ton of offers. Take there. Anatielu, no. Kept alive. Benali, 3, no. Another offensive rebound. Ball finds its way to Kejani Anatielu. Another offensive rebound. They'll try to reset. Benali spinning. Oh!
There we go.
The O's from the crowd.
You gotta be rewarded for the second chance efforts. That's how you win these games. She's got 4 points, 2 of 4 from the field.
Truss.
Oh, you got to be looking for that.
Her teammate wasn't ready for it. Tried to pass it again. This time turned it over into the hands of Kapiolani Anatielu. Up to Benali. Benali, crossover. We get the floater that time. Rebound to Perry.
I think if you're the Rezbombers, every possession, Benali's got to touch the ball.
I would agree 100%. 3 put in by Porter. Porter's been active. Talia Porter, Oglala Sioux.
All right, let's see this possession. How are they going to get the ball to Benali?
This is Kapiolani Anatielu driving. Lost it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rezbombers. There's a timeout on the floor. We will take it to a 15-12 Native Soldiers lead for the Rezbombers. Native Soldiers and Rezbombers, our second girls semifinal game. Our trip to play one more game inside the Footprint Center. It's the Rezbombers huddle there. Head coach Brian Kay, assistant Keely Kay. They have dominated this tournament so far. They're 7-0. These are some of their scores: 95-15, 108-10, 123-10, 80-18, 110-20. They have been a tough team to play.
They have, and I'm very curious with these two teams, both being undefeated entering today, how do they adjust of playing a team that they're not facing an inferior opponent, if you will? How will they hold through a tight contest like we expect?
Kapiolani Anatielu with the jumper there. The Navajo and Samoan tribes. A 1-point game. Native Soldiers with the ball and the lead. Perry passing off. Out of the corner. Jocelyn Bell has come on. She misses a 3. Benali in transition now. Benali driving down the lane and got it to go.
That's what we're talking about. It starts and ends with her.
She's up to 6 points on 3 of 6 shooting from the field. Trying to get her going a little bit. Perry now out. Another try for Bell, way off for 3. And they're gonna say it was blocked. So it'll stay with Native Soldiers. Again, they're out of Hollywood, Florida. And Benali's going to get called for a foul there as Kaylin Perry was looking to attack the rim.
That's her first.
Kaylin Perry at the line.
The Rezbombers, they won this whole thing back in 2022. So they know what it takes. And we talked so much about Sydney Benali. We talked with her on Thursday. This is actually her first time here at NABI.
Yeah, and I would think that this is just the beginning from her. I can't wait till she's back here next year, and wouldn't shock me if we're talking about, when it's all said and done, her going down as one of the all-time greats in this tournament.
And by then, we will know where she'll be going to play. Again, offers from Harvard, Columbia, UNLV, BYU, Northwestern. She's entering her senior year. Shot missed there, rebound to Perry.
Blocking foul?
I guess so. Oh, inbound here by Kaylin Willis out of the Choctaw Nation. She's going to Coffeyville Community College. Turned over, though, by Riley Perry.
Coffeyville Community College, about an hour north of Tulsa there in Kansas.
You got to shout out T-Town, my man. That's our town.
I have to.
Worked there for a couple years, met you there before I knew you were with NABI. Then I found out you were with NABI, and I was like, well, I got to come work with my guy.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting with this tournament. Everybody's very much a family around here. It feels like a reunion of sorts with all the people that we've seen this week and the players and coaches that know each other and everything. Part of it, what makes it special is just the Native community that really embodies this.
Absolutely. Kaylin Perry with the jumper there. Our MC/sideline reporter, Chance Rush, he knows every single person here. He has so many relationships. It's like family everywhere. And that's, a lot of people feel the same way.
We're all cousins.
We're all cousins. Absolutely. Perry guarded by Mila Espinoza, now into the hands of Ashlyn Blount. No shot clock here, 20-minute halves. Running time until 2 minutes left to go in the half as Blount misses there. Benali whizzing a pass up to Lily Duncan, who couldn't put it up and in.
I know that Blount missed that last basket, but at 5'9", that height, I want to see her go inside more.
And one of the taller players out here. A couple substitutions for both teams. It'll be Rezbombers basketball. Approaching 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Glad you could join us. A low-scoring first half. The pace was really fast early on, but we've slowed down a bit. Benali with contact.
There we go. Sydney Benali is going to go off today, folks. Buckle up.
And like you said, if she has a good game, if they get to the championship and she has a good game, that'll be some sort of thing to watch. Miss and put back up and in by Caitlin Williams of the Choctaw Nation. She is also going to Coffeyville Community College. 3 seniors that have graduated on Native Soldiers. They're all going to Coffeyville Community College. Kaylin Willis is going there. Caitlin Williams and Jocelyn Bell all going to play at Coffeyville Community College. Sydney Benali, where will she play? She has a decision to make, but right now she's just trying to hoop it up at NABI. Here in Arizona, back inside the Footprint Center, Jacob Toby alongside Tyler Jones, the 21st edition of NABI. Its inception back in 2003. The first 2 champions ever. Monument Valley for the girls and Cheyenne Arapahoe for the boys. That was back in 2003.
And we'll crown 2 more champions tonight to add to this storied history. The tournament's come a long way since '03, I can tell you that much.
Here's Sydney Benali. Passing it off. 3 is up and out by Wasson. Rebound ripped away. And
she's down.
Didn't quite see what happened, but that's
Jacqueline Bell. Jacqueline Bell down. They have a couple coaches there.
I hope she's okay. Yeah, didn't really see what happened. Play is stopped here. 4:14 left to go in the
Good
first
to see her
half.
get up.
Yeah. So that's actually Linnea Henry. Don't know if she was tripped up or fell down or. And she needs to be carried off. Well, hopefully she's okay. We'll try and get some information.
Yeah, well, and it goes back to what they were talking about of having a lot of depth in other pieces. Now it'll be next man up. We'll see how they adapt from here. So one thing with the Native Soldiers, you're looking at the Choctaw Nation represented 7 players out of their 13. And the Choctaw Nation has, we got a foul called there. My tribe, as we mentioned earlier, really just incredible to see that type of representation of the Choctaw Nation, of just so many great athletes we've seen over the years represented. Brett Favre out of the Choctaw Nation. And now here they are taking center stage of this here at NABI with 7 of 13. Great to see from all over a team that based in Hollywood, Florida.
It's funny you mentioned the Chargers. We were just talking with Chairman Stevens last night, and he's a big Packers fan.
Yes.
You mentioned Brett Favre, and that just comes to mind. Talked with him at dinner last night. A great kind of NABI dinner for everyone that's been involved over the years. Again, this is the 21st year of the Native American Basketball Invitational. So glad you could be watching it with us. Jacob Toby alongside Tyler Jones. Step back. Kapiolani Anatielu no. Here comes Native Soldiers, undefeated, 7-0 so far this week at NABI. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. 3 is switched in by Ashlyn Blount.
Clean, open look, money.
Shout out to the Fort Peck tribe. That's who she represents. Anatielu is fouled as she goes to the rim.
Attacking the bucket, getting after it, drawing contact. You'll take that every time.
Kapiolani Anatielu at the free throw line. Her sister Kiani was the MVP of this tournament 2 years ago. He just graduated. Yes. And they call her, this is what head coach Brian Cage told me, they call her the Slim Reaper.
Ooh.
It's a Kevin Durant nickname.
Now, Kevin Durant didn't embrace that nickname, though.
He did not, but the general NBA community called him the Slim Reaper.
Right.
I think she embraces it, though.
Yeah.
That's what I've gathered.
Just like you embrace the nickname Vanilla Shake.
I do like vanilla. I don't like chocolate. People are gonna, dislike me for that, but I am who I am, right?
I like both.
Up and under, shot missed there by Caitlin Williams. Johnny Anatielu, Kapiolani's sister, with the basketball right now. Sydney Benali in the corner. Haven't heard from her in a couple minutes.
She was wide open just there. Okay, now.
There she is.
There we go.
Can it roll in? No.
Not quite.
Nice
2-on-1.
Williams, no. Truss got the offensive rebound. Back to Williams, who puts it in. Caitlin Williams out of the Choctaw Nation. And a 25-19 Native Soldiers lead. And this game kind of has a big game feel to it. It is a semifinal game, but both of these teams undefeated. Could be a championship game.
Nice
Ripped
steal.
away by Truss.
Looks like Richard Sherman there.
Truss, Euro stepping her way for two. Kylie Truss, Choctaw shout out.
I love it when you see a player go get the steal, go get the basket on the other end, total control. And another steal.
Ripped away by Riley Perry.
Gotta capitalize.
Couldn't get the foul. The
There we go.
rebound is in by Truss.
And that's been one of the themes all week. The refs have been kind of letting them play a bit.
10-point largest lead for Native Soldiers. Benali being dogged on defense.
And there's a foul.
Hard take to the rim, hard fall as well.
Needing some help to get up there.
Fouls charge number 22. Talia Porter has her first personal, fourth team foul.
Now that's Maylee Tommy who will
You got 2 shots.
get to the free throw line.
You got halftime. Thank you.
So they'll shoot the free throws,
Yep.
and then it'll be halftime.
Johnny Taylor at the line, shooting 2.
With the Soldiers on top, 29-19.
First free throw is good by Willis. Kaylin Willis.
Yes, we do.
The one who was fouled, and she puts in both, and that's how the first half
That is in the first half. Our
comes
score
to a
is
close.
29. Rezbombers 21.
29-21. Native Soldiers lead. Rezbombers cut into that.
So I'm like rolling it, and I'm like grabbing it, and I'm like shit.
And let's go down to Chance Rush.
All right, hey coach, how you doing there? Hey man, listen, you made a lot of substitutions earlier in the game. Are you doing that to keep the team fresh?
100%. That's why we brought 13 girls to keep them nice and fresh. Because the way we play, we need it to keep the intensity and keep it up. So yeah.
You're doing a really good job containing Benali. What's the plan for the second half?
For her? Oh, we're coming at you 94 feet no matter what. It doesn't matter who we're playing or who. We're going to play our game, and if you're able to beat us like that, we're just going to come back and we're going to be ready to go next week.
We can tell the girls at halftime.
Oh, just keep it up. Our defense. Our defense is always good. That's what we're known for. That's our identity is defense.
Coach.
If you don't know head coach Skyla Osceola, you know her now. She is intense. 94 feet for Native Soldiers. They've got an 8-point lead. We're back after this. Jacob Toby alongside Tyler Jones. First half highlights. Native Soldiers up 29-21 over the Rezbombers.
Difference in this one so far, three-point shooting. You live and die by the three. The Rezbombers 0 of 8 from three-point land. The Native Soldiers 2 of 8. Shooting pretty similar percentage-wise. 10 of 27 for the Soldiers, 9 of 29 from the Rezbombers. With the name Rezbombers, you got to start bombing at some point here.
And that's what Sydney Benali does. She is not connected from three. We saw her hit like 3 40-foot bombs yesterday.
She's got 8 points so far in this one. I got to think they got to find a way to get her the ball more and really just let her go to work.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens here in the second half. An 8-point Native Soldiers lead, 196 teams, a record this year. At NABI, up from 144 last year. The work of Gina Marie Scarpa, who's at home sick. She's the co-founder of NABI. Not able to come today. We are thinking of her. She is watching.
Gina Marie, we love you. We miss you. Wish you were here. We know she wants to be here, but she will be here next year. I can promise you that much. Doing a great job. Her, Lynette Lewis, the entire crew make this event possible. It is what it is today because of their efforts. And, you know, this is not about any one individual here. We're all, you know, servant leaders, if you will, taking a humble approach to this. And it's really just such a team effort to make this event happen, and we're glad just to play a small role in this.
Absolutely. Gina Marie Scarpa, Mark West, co-founders back in 2003. Said it earlier. The first ever tournament champs in the girls bracket, Monument Valley, if fans remember, back to 2003. And then on the boys' side, Cheyenne Arapaho won the first one in 2003. There is a chance that we may see back-to-back champs this year at NABI. Guys' side, Akichita, there's a chance they're going to see them next game. They have a chance if they win 2 games today to go back-to-back. That first game, Legendary Elite as well. All right, Chance Rush, what you got, my man?
Okay, hey, Coach, what was the message in the locker room today?
Message in the locker room was just for them to be poised, be calm. We're not hitting shots right now. Defensively, I'm okay with what we're doing. Just be patient. The shots will come around. And once it starts coming around, we'll have to be fine.
Tress and Porter have been doing a really good job. How are we going to get Benelli more involved in the second half?
We've got to run a simple motion offense. If we can get her screens, she can repeat off of that and rotate. The girls will rotate in position, and then she can go to work.
Go get him, Coach.
Chance, thank you very much. That's head coach Brian Kay of Rezbombers. Keep it simple. Run the motion offense for Sydney Benali.
Run the motion for Sydney, and like we've been preaching all day long, get her the ball every single possession. I gotta say, listening to the other side in our halftime interview with Skyla, they don't fear Sydney at all. They're gonna let her get hers and take care of everybody else, it seems.
Here's Benali right now as we start the second half. Glad you could join us. Jacob Toby alongside Tyler Jones. 29-21 Native Soldiers with the lead. Anaya Johnson falling down, and it's picked up and stolen by Riley Perry. Here come Native Soldiers. Truss to the corner. Three's off by Kaylin Perry.
Good board. I'd like to see them move it a little quicker here.
Quick ball movement. Okay, Johnny
there we go.
Elu for
Put
three.
it on the jelly on the bread and spread it.
Okay, Johnny Anatielu with the pass there. 3-pointer's good. That ball almost going out of bounds. Saved by Perry, but
good save.
Turned away to the other team. Benali spinning, whizzing,
draws
and
the
getting
foul.
fouled.
And that's what we're talking about. Push the tempo, get to the line, and you can erase this lead pretty quickly. Already down to 5. Benali's got 8, 4 of 8 from the field so far. And if they're going to win this game, she's got to be leading the charge.
86 on ESPN's top 100 list, 4-star recruit out of the Navajo Nation. Harvard, Columbia, UNLV, BYU, Northwestern, all want her services. Where will she go? She has some time to make her decision.
There will be more.
There will be more, especially again if she has a big game in this one and then potentially in the championship game. Misses the free throw there, unlike her. Been a little struggle shooting-wise for her and her entire team. They were 0 for 8 from downtown in the first half, the Rezbombers were. Perry swinging it. Ashlyn
wide
Blount.
open.
Corner missed.
All right, they're pushing.
Anatielu.
Kick it out.
Benali.
There we go.
Long range. Couldn't get the 3. And a foul will go against the Rezbombers.
I keep going to Benali, even if the shots aren't falling. Eventually, something's going to click. She's their best hope to win this game.
The chance caught up with Skyla Osceola, the head coach of Native Soldiers. At halftime, she said they're going to press them 94 feet, make it really tough on Benali. Another
nice
turnover.
steal.
Benali in transition, takes contact, couldn't get it to go.
Got
Late
the foul, though.
Call.
Kind of a bailout call there, but you'll take what you can get.
That's her second team foul.
We had a great chat with her on Thursday after her 26-point performance in one of the pool play games, and asked her, I said, what do you do off the court to get you away from basketball that you like to do? She said she's been reading a ton recently. They've been traveling a lot. And so reading has been a great thing for her to kind of get her mind off basketball.
She probably reads more than I do.
Oh, she for sure does. If she's getting recruited by Harvard.
Right.
You didn't go to Harvard, my man.
I did not.
Timeout, Native Soldiers.
Makes both free throws. It's a 3-point game, and Native Soldiers says, hold on. Call timeout here. Slow things down. Rezbombers starting to gain a little momentum here.
She's probably reading War and Peace.
Absolutely.
What's the last book you read, Jacob?
Probably a Vern Lundquist's book.
Oh, I love Uncle Vern.
Yep, Uncle Vern's great. I was lucky enough that he signed a copy and sent it to me. He lives in Colorado Springs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Watches our news station.
Just recently officially retired. Called his last Masters
Yeah.
a couple months ago for CBS.
One of the GOATs. I'm a nerd like that. I read biographies. It's really, really nerdy.
I'm an audiobook guy.
That's not reading. That's a podcast. That's a podcast. That is a podcast. Jacob Toby chopping it up with Tyler Jones, representing the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe in Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. Glad you could join us here. Native American Basketball Invitational. Here's Benali. Just went to the free throw line.
They got
now
three
she's
on her.
Triple teamed. It's got to be someone open,
And it
but
turns into a steal.
Riley Perry takes it away. Perry still has it. She loses it.
And they go with a triple team on the other end. This is quite the intensity we're seeing.
Anatielu will slow things down. Kapiolani Anatielu now back out. Sydney Benali, 5'9", going into her senior year.
Sets the pick.
Whizzing
Wide
a
open.
pass. Anatielu couldn't get it to go. Talia Porter stops, left it short, and lost it.
Got away with a little walk.
Rezbombers go for three for a tie. Benali spins and
Oh,
puts it in.
there. 1 point game now. Benali's starting to cook.
Riley Perry over to try and move the ball around. Gets it back, kicks it out. Truss. There's some swarming defense here from the Rezbombers. Picking up the defensive intensity. Perry. Blount.
Nice hand. There's the
Turned
intensity
over.
paying off. Open
And-
lane to the basket. Got to take that. Does.
Anatielu puts it in. The Navajo and Samoan tribe.
First time the Rezbombers have led since early in the first half.
30-29 lead. Blount trying to slip through, and she got fouled. Oh, the Rezbombers finally have a lead, turning defense into offense. Kapiolani Anatielu, the Slim Reaper, for two.
We get a video that we'll show you later on at some point today. A team from Montana, coach bails on them at the last minute, and they traveled 20 hours by car without air conditioning just to play in NABI without even a head coach.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Dedication at its finest. And speak about dedication. This young lady's been dedicated to her craft and has become one of the best players in the country. Benali converts the three-point play
The old-fashioned way.
the old-fashioned way. Now an 8-point lead, under 12 minutes to go here in the second half. Jacob Toby alongside Tyler Jones here on the NABI Network. Blount gets it back inside. swarming Rezbomber defense. Blount, cross-court pass. Williams. Truss. Zone look here as well.
Yeah.
By the Rezbombers.
They've gotten them out of position. They were not ready for that defensive intensity right there.
Porter couldn't hit. And a chance for the hometown team out of Scottsdale, Arizona, Rezbombers. They have a chance to add to their lead.
Most of these teams playing man all week. When you're throwing zones like that, that's a whole different animal.
Pretty move by Kapiolani Anatielu out of the Navajo and Samoan tribes. Foul on the other end.
Lead up to 10. This has been a tale of two halves.
Largest lead of the day for the Rezbombers. And at the free throw line, Kylie Truss out of the Choctaw Nation.
I'll say this, if you're the Native Soldiers, I know you're down by 10 right now, still a lot of time. You don't have to give up everything to be shooting threes. Play your game, play your style, get to the line.
This is what I forgot to mention. We were coming back from break. And our boy Chance Rush, he's doing the MC in the arena.
Busy man.
He had a fun little bit. You gotta show your shoes, what you're wearing on your feet. I looked down. You're wearing the cowboy boots.
Oh, I got the cowboy boots. You better believe it.
And
I'm bringing a bit of Texas here.
And I'm rocking Air Force Ones.
Okay.
That's how we do.
America.
America. 9-point lead for the Rezbombers. To fans on hand here inside the Footprint Center to check out 6 total games today. We're watching Native Soldiers take on the Rezbombers. Coming up in the boys' second semifinal game, Akichita taking on Cheyenne and Arapaho. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, Akichita won the championship last year.
Yep.
Trying to go back-to-back. They're going to come in hungry. Don't think that they're content by any stretch of the imagination, folks. Buckle up.
We got some business to settle here, though, on this court right now. A 9-point lead for the Rezbombers over the Native Soldiers.
So the Native Soldiers, they had 5 turnovers in the first half. Folks, they have 6 in the second. Got to take care of the basketball.
That is a very telling stat, Tyler Jones. Jacob Toby and Tyler Jones chopping it up here from Phoenix. Glad you could join us. Kejani Anatielu passing out to her sister Kapiolani. And back to Sydney Benali, the crossover, the floater.
Oh.
No good. Blount. Bounce pass underneath. Truss. And they've had trouble down low.
Yeah, that's been an ongoing theme all day.
Kapiolani Anatielu running the offense for the Rezbombers. Out of the Navajo and Samoan tribes. Benali. She's Navajo. Kicks it out. Anatielu looking for some sort of option. She says, I'll fire. She was short. Pass up to Williams.
Her sister, the other Anatielu, was open about 2 different sequences that last possession. Didn't see her.
Mila Espinoza. No swinging around now. Benali, 3.
Ooh.
Just off to the right. Put back up and in.
There we go.
By Kejani Anatielu.
I'm glad to see her get that bucket because it was her that missed that they didn't see. That last possession was open twice. 20-1 run this half. 11-point lead.
Williams can't answer for 3. Kept alive underneath by Talia Porter, and she is fouled.
So we got an 11-point game. Less than 8 minutes left here in this one. If you're the Native Soldiers, I think now you got to start thinking, all right, we got to take some chances here. We got to look for some open threes, see what we can do to create those opportunities. Because it's not just about them cutting that deficit. But then also on the defensive end as well, they're going to have to slow down the Rezbombers as well.
It just has been a tale of two halves. Missed free throw there by Porter. Benali was lurking. They didn't see her though. She drives, is shut off.
Oh.
Nice pass. They swing it around.
Open three, missed.
Espinoza can't hit for three. Perry.
Open.
Truss. And a charge.
Yeah, they waved that off.
An offensive foul called against Native Soldiers.
That's costly. That could be a big momentum shift right there.
Benali has to go cross court to Anatielu. Pressure being put on by both teams' defense. Benali blows by
Wide
Perry.
open. Oh.
On the three there. Ball knocked around, out of bounds. Who's it off? It'll stay with the Rezbombers.
Timeout, Rezbombers.
And they'll call a timeout. We'll keep it here. 10-point Rezbombers lead, 6:21 to go in the second half. Jacob Toby and Tyler Jones with you. Last year, Akichita winning the boys championship, Legendary Elite winning the girls championship. We get to see Legendary Elite in the championship game this year. They just won our first game of the day, beating Lady Dreams.
They did, and they looked terrific out there, especially defensively, the way they held things down, setting up for a heck of a championship matchup. Still got 6 minutes left in this one to determine who's going to the championship game, but whoever that may be, they're going to be tested.
These Rezbombers won it back in 2022 on the girls' side, and that year AZ Warriors won it for the boys. Benali kicking out. Espinoza looking for an option. Anatielu back to Benali. Capiolani Anatielu. She's waiting and scoring. The hesitation continues.
I love to see that patience get paid off there. You get rewarded. She's got 17 now.
She'll have a chance to put in three-point play. Just left it short.
12-point lead. Can't get too comfortable yet, though. We know that this Native Soldiers team can get hot at any moment.
They're a young team, only 3 seniors this past season. They're all graduating and going off to play in Coffeyville Community College, so they're young. And head coach Skyla Osceola was telling us they are so hungry. They're all sponges, they love to learn. Open shot there by Truss, no good. And shots just aren't falling right now for Native Soldiers.
At the most inopportune time. There's the inbound.
Perry has some space. The lefty puts it up and puts it in. Kaylin Perry, the sophomore.
Open jumper, they needed that. Now need to find more of that.
Perry out of the Choctaw Nation. Cutting into the lead. Benali.
I love seeing the Choctaws step up. 7 of 13 players on this Native Soldiers team from the Choctaw Nation making their presence known today.
Anatielu. Capiolani. Now back to Benali. It's taken a long time for the Rezbombers to get a decent look at it.
And you know, I like the patience here. There's no shot clock. You got a 9-point lead here. Take advantage of it.
Under 4 minutes to go. Can the Rezbombers hold on? We'll find out.
It'll have to wait till tomorrow.
It'll have to wait. There may be time tomorrow. Jacob Toby, Tyler Jones, 21st Native American Basketball Invitational. A 9-point Rezbombers lead over Native Soldiers. Whoever wins this gets to go to the championship game later this afternoon. And they'll face legendary Elite, who's looking to go back-to-back on the women's bracket. Kejani Anatielu with the basketball right now.
Whoever pulls this off, we're setting up for a great championship. Nice steal.
Perry steals it and scores it.
Easy,
Kaylin Perry
easy lay-in.
The Choctaw Nation.
Now you got a 7-point game here. Let's see how aggressive they get.
Rezbombers break the press pretty easily. Benali to the top, Anatielu.
We've seen them kind of play that press Virginia style, if you will. Somewhere Bob Huggins is watching, smiling.
Benali slips through. Double team and is fouled. That foul will go against Ashlyn Blount.
Foul charge number 12, Ashlyn Carlo Blount. That's her second personal.
That's her second personal foul. Kejani Anatielu will throw it in. Anaya Johnson, haven't heard much from her today. One of the starters for the Rezbombers, and a timeout is called by head coach Brian Kay and the Rezbombers. They did not like that pressure they were getting from Native Soldiers.
They got one left.
Skyla Osceola, the head coach for Native Soldiers, screaming for the pressure.
The funny part about that, yesterday she told us specifically she is not a screamer. And her assistant coach father is not. I beg to differ.
Well, that was a lie.
I respect it though. She means well.
She's awesome. She was super cool with us yesterday. She said that to prepare for this tournament, 11 of the 13 girls on the team went to Florida for a week, and they did not 2-a-days, 3-a-day practices, which is, to me, insane. And they played at Seattle before they came here, so they have been all over the place.
Now, she had a good philosophy on that. She mentioned that the 3-a-days idea was that one day will be tougher than any day they have of a tournament.
That's a good point. They're ready for it. They are trapping.
And this is their 8th game this week.
Yep. Trapping Benali, and she turns it
works.
over. It works. Perry.
Wide open.
Up to Blount.
Oh.
Blount, no, rejected.
How about the hustle to get there? She had a wide open lane to the hoop, closes on it, gets the rejection.
That's on you. Not her fault.
Hey, Johnny Anatielu hustling back. Not on my basket. Perry, the quick pass inside, up and under for.
I don't like that shot with 2 there. Kick it back out, reset.
Rezbombers can slow things down. Espinoza out to Anatielu. Under 2 minutes to go.
They're pressing again.
But Johnson.
Wearing out clock too, down to 90 seconds left.
You're gonna start fouling here if you're Native Soldiers. Up to Benali. Benali driving through the lane, couldn't get it to go, and a foul is called. So back to the free throw line, Sydney Benali goes.
Number 22, Julia Porter. That's her 4th, 19th foul.
And the Rezbombers have dominated this week at NABI, blowing teams out 108 to 10, 123 to 10, 80 to 18, 110 to 20. They've been a wrecking crew here in Phoenix.
And they faced a tough challenge today with this team. Down at halftime, came out really strong in the second half. Offense was patient. They chipped away. They played tough defense, forced turnovers. And now you look at just a completely different swing, a turn of events here. The Rezbombers, I think, too, going into that championship game, you're battle-tested now compared to what you were with those other games you mentioned there. This has got to feel really good heading into that final later this afternoon.
11-point lead, 1:15 to play. Can they hold on? It'd be pretty historic if they can't. Nice pass underneath. Perry puts it in for 2, cuts the lead down to 8, 1:05 to go. Full-court pressure and a foul is given, so Johnny Anatielu is headed to the free throw line. That's 10 fouls on the Native Soldiers. And the double bonus. No 1-and-1s. Just 10 personal foul, 10 team fouls rather, and get 2 free throws. First one up and in. Okay, Johnny's nickname on this team, Bam Bam.
I assume she's a fan of Bam with the Miami Heat.
That I don't know. I didn't dig deeper.
He's on the Olympic team.
He is. Go USA.
Marca.
Billy can't hit the 3. Put back up. That doesn't go as well on the try by Willis. Now a little fast break opportunity if the Rezbombers want it. They do. Richards puts it in.
Let the clock run, too. Now down to 30 seconds. Rezbombers are in great shape.
Mary Jo Richards coming on out of the Oglala Sioux tribe. Puts on the finishing touch as we're 20 seconds away from it being final. Perry slipping through. Lefty's blocked, or they call a foul on Anatielu.
Charge number 4. Kaviolani Anatielu for first personal 15 foul.
15 fouls, so
Kaylin Perry at the line, shooting 2.
Kaylin Perry at the free throw line will be a sophomore this upcoming year out of the Choctaw Nation.
How about this? Up double digits, late in the second half, game almost over. They're not backing down the intensity.
That came a long way. Hollywood, Florida. Native Soldiers had a good run, 7-0 with NABI this year. It's going to come to an end in the semifinals. Skyla Osceola will be back with a good group. You can bet on that.
Young team this year.
Won a couple years ago. Did not have it today, and that is the final here from Footprint Center, a 51-39 Rezbombers lead. They are headed to the championship game. We'll be back to wrap things up in a moment. Player of the game brought to you by Fry's, none other than Sydney Benali.
It's very fitting that Fry's is the sponsor because she was just cooking today. 17 points, 6 of 14 from the field, helped fuel a 20-1 run in the second half. Folks, I think we found the Caitlin Clark of Indian Country. Sydney Benali, remember the name, folks. 4-star recruit, offers all over the place, ESPN 100. She's just getting started.
Pretty historic to have someone that good here at NABI. She could go down as maybe one of the best players of all time at NABI if she has a really good championship game against legendary elite who's trying to go back-to-back.
Yeah, and I think she will. Prime time, big-time players, big-time games, big-time moments, right? Sydney Benali, think about this too. She didn't really get going until that second half. The team as a whole really didn't get going to the second half. I think they'll carry that momentum into that championship game.
One more semifinal game. It's the boys, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's take a look at the game summary brought to you by Phoenix Union. It was a fun one, back and forth, but there was, like you mentioned, Tyler, that 20-1 run to start the second half, and that's really where things got out of hand for Native Soldiers.
They were down by 9 at halftime. And the Native Soldiers were feeling really good about themselves. They didn't seem to fear Sydney Benali at all. But credit where credit's due, they made a big difference when it came to turnovers. They were very patient offensively here. Just a really good win. And now you set up for that championship game. And as the late Kobe Bryant once said, job's not finished.
Job is not finished. The Rezbombers outscored Native Soldiers 30-10 in the second half. A great performance by them. They are on the championship game, and we'll take on legendary elite. We got one more boys semifinal championship game. Cheyenne and Arapaho and Akijita for a trip to the championship. We'll be back from the Footprint Center in a moment on NABI Network. Thanks for watching.